The topic is bioremediation. Growing rate of urbanization and industrialization has led to an increased level of several types of pollutants which are getting released in the environment. They mainly include toxic chemicals, heavy metals, dyes, which are getting released by the activities of manufacturing industries like detergent, dyes, agricultural sectors. They mainly release fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides. Mining industries release cyanide and sulfuric acid, and different construction companies release cements and metals in the environment. All these pollutants are showing adverse effects on the health of plants, animals, humans, and also they result in the destruction of the ecosystem. They are affecting aquatic as well as terrestrial life. So there is a need of remediation of these pollutants. Industrial waste is a major source of heavy metals such as antimony, chromium, mercury, and all these heavy metals and dyes they are getting released in the wastewater. Also, farming practices are releasing fertilizers, pesticides, and these compounds are adding elements like aluminium, copper, zinc, nickel, lead, arsenic to the ecosystem. Other significant pollutants include crude oil spills, mining waste, pharmaceutical discharges, and plastics. All these are contributing to various toxic chemicals. These heavy metals are detrimental to both water as well as land environments. Especially in humans, exposure to the elements like mercury, cadmium, and lead can cause serious problems like brain, liver, kidney, and reproductive system problems. And also, these chemicals will weaken the immune system. Cadmium is linked to cancer and bone disorders. When these metal-rich wastes are improperly discarded into water bodies, they can kill aquatic life or they can get accumulated through the food chain and may result in biomagnification. The traditional methods for removal of these pollutants include several physical and chemical treatments, but these treatments have limitations such as high cost, they need specialized equipment, and they require experts. This has led to greater need for more sustainable solutions. So bioremediation is one of such options which is emerging as an highly effective, eco-friendly and cost-efficient technique for breaking down these contaminants. While both plants and microorganisms like bacteria, fungi can be used for this remediation process, microorganisms are generally preferred option because of their fast growth rates and easy control. Moreover, microbes not only clean up the pollutants, they also increase soil fertility, they enhance plant growth, and therefore the understanding and improving microbial bioremediation strategies is crucial for tackling diverse environmental contamination challenges. The bioremediation includes the remediation includes physical remediation, biological remediation, and chemical remediation. Now, physical remediation includes different techniques where skimmers can be used or sorbents can be used. Chemical remediation includes addition of certain chemicals like biocars. Physical remediation techniques, they are one of the ways to clean up the pollutants and often used for spills on water. It involves different tools that physically remove the contaminants. One common tool is a boom. This is a floating barrier which is designed to contain spills, especially oils on the surface of water. They can act as fence so that they will stop the pollutant from spreading further, while other cleanup methods can be applied. These booms are made up of materials that can absorb the oils. After booms contain the spills, skimmers and sorbents are used to remove these oil spills. Skimmers are the devices that collect pollutant from the water surfaces, while sorbents are the materials like pads or loose fibers they will absorb or adsorb the pollutant. Chemical remediation techniques involve different addition of different chemicals that can neutralize or remove the pollutants, particularly heavy metals. This process involves introducing specific chemicals such as clay minerals, phosphates, aluminium salts, silico-calcium materials, and sulfides to the polluted site. These added chemicals interact with heavy metals and other pollutants present in the environment. The mechanisms which are responsible for chemical remediation include adsorption, where the pollutants will get adhered on the surface of the added chemicals, or redox reactions, where the pollutant is getting changed from one chemical state to other chemical state by transfer of electrons, complexation, where there is forming of stable complexes with the heavy metals, reducing their reactivity, precipitation, where these pollutants or heavy metals are converted to insoluble compounds where they will get settled, or it will involve ion exchange where the oppositely charged ions will get attached to each other and the pollutants will get removed. Chemical remediation is relatively simple and rapid technique, but the main drawback of this method is we are introducing chemicals at the polluted site, which sometimes become a new source of environmental contamination. So, bioremediation is considered as a distinct approach for pollution treatment due to its sustainability, affordability, and safety. The effectiveness of bioremediation is highly dependent on several crucial factors that include the nature of the pollutant. Different biological systems are suited to degrade or transform different types of contaminants. So, we need to select the organism which can degrade the particular pollutant and do the remediation effectively. Then second factor is the location of the pollution, whether it is in soil, water, air, influences the applicability and design of the bioremediation strategy. And most important factor is the level of contamination. The concentration of pollutant dictates the duration and intensity of the bioremediation process. If the contamination is at very high concentration, it will take more time, it will need more concentration of the organisms. Among the biological agents, microbes have consistently demonstrated superior efficiency in remediating diverse environmental pollutants. They are often favored over plants for bioremediation applications due to several key advantages that include ease of growth. Microbes can be easily cultivated and proliferated as compared to plants. Rapid growth period. The generation time of bacteria or fungi or the microbes in general we can say is less as compared to plants. So microorganisms can be grown easily at the site of pollution, or we can grow the organisms in the lab and we can apply them at the site of pollution very easily. And easy manipulation. Microorganisms can be genetically modified or they can adapt themselves to enhance the pollutant degrading capabilities. Bioremediation involves using biological agents such as plants, microbes that can remove or lessen the effect of environmental pollutants. Of the two, microbes are more utilized primarily because of their rapid growth and ability to ease of manipulation, thus enhancing their function as agent of bioremediation. Bioremediation is an eco-friendly waste management approach that uses biological systems, primarily microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. We can also use algae for the same purpose and sometimes plants to clean up contaminated environments. The aim is to break down or neutralize hazardous pollutants into less toxic or harmless substances. Mechanisms of bioremediation involve mainly two ways: immobilization or mobilization. Now, immobilization is the process where the microbes change pollutants and make them unavailable in the environment so that they cannot get mixed with the ecosystem and they cannot interfere with the components of the ecosystem. This method often used for heavy metals in polluted sites. Some ways microbes do this include bioaccumulation, where microbes take up the pollutants and store them inside their bodies, or complexation, where these pollutants bind with the microorganisms and then pollutants become less harmful or biosorption where pollutants stick on the cell surface of the microorganisms, and precipitation, or we can call it as solidification, where microbes turn dissolved pollutants into solid mass and make these pollutants unavailable for the environment. The mechanisms by which bioremediation occurs includes enzymatic oxidation. It is the process of oxidizing pollutant compounds from higher oxidation state to lower one, during which heavy metals lose one electron and become less toxic. This process utilizes an enzyme produced by microorganisms. The name of the enzyme is oxidoreductase. This method is highly effective in the remediation of dyes, heavy metals, phenols, and other pollutants which are not easily degraded by bacteria. The oxidative enzyme form radicals which can be broken down into different fractions, eventually forming compounds with higher molecular weight. An example of an oxidoreductase enzyme is enzyme lactase, which catalyzes the oxidation of aromatic amines. Other examples are phenols and polyphenols, which cause the reduction of molecular oxygen to water. Lactase production has been reported by Cnococcus species and Leptospirulina species, where it was outlined to degrade heavy metals.